What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about vintage lenses and if it's worth it to adapt them to a newer camera. So, are vintage lenses worth adapting to either a DSLR or a mirrorless camera? Well, that kind of depends on the person. It depends on your needs, it depends on your bank account, and it depends on if it's something that you can actually use and if you can find it for a decent price. Me personally, I love vintage lenses. They're cheap, you can find them pretty much anywhere, and people that are getting rid of them don't really realize how valuable they actually are. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through some of the vintage lenses that I have, and I'm gonna let you know if they're good, if they're bad, what I paid for them, things like that. This is the Vivitar 70-210 f2.8 to 4.0. I bought this at a yard sale not too long ago, actually, for about $5. So I've only used this once or twice, and I think it's safe to say that it doesn't compare to my Sigma 70-200 f2.8. I wouldn't say it's a great lens, but I also wouldn't say it's a terrible lens. Next one is this Olympus 75-150. Now, I bought this one at the same time I bought the Vivitar. This lens, as far as quality goes, amazing. The photos are outstanding. There is an issue when it comes to the focus ring. It gets stuck and it doesn't want to go all the way to infinity. Like right now it's stuck, it doesn't want to go anywhere. It'll work for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then it'll get stuck again. But is it worth it? Is it worth going through all that hassle? I mean, it kind of is. It does, you do get some great photos from it. Now, it's not something that I'm gonna stick in my camera bag and take up space, but it is something that I'm gonna sit up on the shelf, and if I'm running around my house and I grab my camera and I need a lens really quick, I'm gonna grab it. I'm not gonna hesitate. It's that good. Next is this Fujica 135 f2.8. This lens is a beast. This is the very first lens that I bought at a thrift store. And I have to say, I'm very pleased with it. I've adapted this onto my 80D and taken that out. So you figure 135 millimeters plus the 1.6 crop. Man, at a 2.8, it kills that Vivitar right away. I consider this a treasure find. I was lucky. I found this for $2. My very first thrift store find, $2, and this thing is just amazing. Absolutely just an amazing lens. Next up is the Simark 28-70 f3.5. Now, I got this lens for free when I bought the Fujica. They're like, hey, we have another lens back here. Do you want this one too? They're trying to get rid of both of them. I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And it's my very first M42 mount. So this lens is not terrible, but it's not great either. It's not something that in a pinch I would grab off the shelf. I mean, maybe if I dropped all my lenses and they broke, and this is the only lens that I had, maybe then I'd use it. But for now, it's just wall decoration. The next one I have is this Minolta 28-50. This is an M42 mount as well. And this is another one of those lenses that I picked up because it was there. I might as well grab it. I don't even remember what I paid for it. I know it wasn't much, but again, not a terribly great lens, but not a terrible lens either. Again, more of something that I sit up on my shelf. Allow me to jump in here real quick. If you guys like the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell, and yeah, now let's get back to the video. The next lens is this Auto Chinon 35mm f2.8. This lens, I was leaving the thrift store, and this was probably my 8th or 9th trip to this particular thrift store, and they hadn't had anything for a while. I was walking out, and I happened to look over at this set of golf clubs. There's a lens over there. So I run over there and I check, I'm like, hey, it's an M42 mount, awesome. what is this? 35mm f2.8. I don't have a 35mm. I run it back up to the register. I'm like, how much for this? They're like, you want that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's been sitting there for 2 years. I've been in here, bought all these other lenses and never seen this one. Why was it over there? Anyway, they're like, do you want this lens? I'm like, absolutely. They're like, tell you what, we'll sell it to you for $3. I'm like, at $3, I'm your guy. I took this lens home, adapted it, put it on my 80D. Man, so good. So good. I really, really love this lens. As you can see, I have a pretty wide range of old vintage lenses, different brands, Olympus, Vivitar, Minolta, Fuji, just all kinds of different lenses. So to answer your question for myself, are vintage lenses worth adapting to a newer camera? For me, yes, it is. If for any other reason than to collect them, stick them up on the shelf, decorate, you know, my areas that I have, my room, just something to look at. And you know, to be honest, there's a few of these lenses that surprised me. That Fuji especially. Very first find, and I scored that. Amazing photos. There's photos that I've posted on Facebook that I shot with this. I'll go through and I'll see if I can find them. If so, they'll be at the end of the video. But yeah. I mean, it just depends on you. What do you need? Do you need a lens on a budget? Are you okay with manual focus? If so, give it a try. What's it gonna hurt? It's not gonna break you. You might be able to pick one up for $5, maybe $10. So yeah, go ahead, take a chance, pick one up, give it a shot. If you hate it, throw it against the wall, watch it shatter, whatever. So that's going to do it for me for right now, guys. So I will see you in the next video. Damn, this is a dusty motherfucker. What the fuck? What is it called? Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, shit. Minolta. Should I get a teleprompter? Because that getting tongue-tied shit sucks. Should I do YouTube shorts? I've done one. If you guys want, you can watch my shorts.